So, we'll try in Sylvan and then Draconic. Those things both like to flap and flutter.
Okay. The second that you kind of called out, like, hello! And there is a coconut-haired thing with giant bat wings. It's about the size of, well, I don't know, like a pixie that is flying straight at you. It is screaming. And I need an initiative for Slake, Dugan, and Sunny.
Ooh.
Are we surprised?
Yeah, you were. No, you heard it was out there, but you're kind of startled by its its immediate aggression to your calls.
We're on conversation, correct?
Yep.
Okay. What the? Oh, that's a problem.
What the hell is that?
Okay, so the thing rolls a 3 on initiative. I think everyone gets to react as it's like screeching like some sort of hellish bat. It looks like a decapitated head with wild hair. Its wings look like if it's elongated into bat-like wings, and it is screeching and like some infernal bird trying to bite at Sunny. Like it kind of swooped down and like tried to get, like moved his hair kind of thing.
Ooh.
And it is yeah, definitely your intelligible speech just dragged it towards you. I think everyone gets to act before it does. With its
How
3
is it?
and it's 5 feet. It swooped and I guess that was kind of the surprise. We'll say it's 10 feet above Sunny.
Well then, we're gonna.
It's got this almost like bone-chilling screech. Like it's starting to get louder and louder.
That's not good. We're gonna shoot a disrupt undead at it, and then hide behind Slake like a scared little wizard.
Okay. you fall back onto the ground and point your finger up and.
Then we'll play scaredy wizard.
Yep.
All right. So the attack is +5. Touch AC 19.
Yep. This is low light conditions, so give me a percentile.
58.
You hit it, and then
Is undead.
it is undead.
Cool. It's some sort of undead.
Two damage. It's kind of on fire a little bit. It's flapping around. The fire goes out. It's hissing and moving around in the darkness.
We're gonna go behind. We're gonna.
Yep.
We're
Yep.
gonna go do this. It's an undead.
It better not need magic, as you can see Slake is moving for one of his javelins.
No, I don't believe this one does.
Dugan, what are you doing?
Dugan is going to follow suit.
In the hiding behind Slake.
Yes, after he's going to shoot it and hide behind Slake. So
You send a slingstone bullet. Basically, you drop it from your hand. It goes flying straight up into its eyes. You have Dugan has dark vision, doesn't he?
yeah.
A little bit of unseelie in his blood, I see, with your trait choices or something like that.
Yeah.
The thing is soft, and your sling bullet goes right into its eye socket and blasts at the back of its head, and the whole thing stops screeching and just falls to the ground, kind of in a tumble.
Don't worry, your fearless leader is here to protect you. And now the swarm of heads come.
Nope. Slowly, the deafening sound of silence and the crackle of your campfire turns into the sounds of nature begin to return, like the crickets and the crickets in the wind and
You say something?
the rummaging of critters that the This appeared to be the only thing.
He's gonna go poke it with his stick. What is
Okay.
this damn thing?
It is something bad. Yeah, give me a knowledge religion.
14.
It is undead. It should not have flied as elegantly or as quickly in such an agile way. Perhaps whatever necromantic power was behind its creation made it fly as such.
It's not supposed to fly. Is it like a zombie? Do I think it's a zombie?
With your 14, it looks like it might have been originally an old woman's head, human. Effectively, you're like some sort of undead, decapitated head monster.
Is there any lingering magical aura on it? Detect magic?
Nope.
That's not something you see every day.
It didn't seem particularly. It didn't seem particularly intelligent. Like it just kind of went. Like you made a noise and it immediately went straight at you.
Perhaps it's some sort of guard dog.
Perhaps it could leave our campsite, because it's fucking disgusting.
Agony, with his lucerne hammer, bats it into the campfire.
That'll do.
There is a horrible smoke of burning undead flesh and hair for a brief while in the camp in your campsite.
Back to gazing at the stars.
For some of you, you're able to shrug that
still
off.
Burning.
Yeah. For others, perhaps it keeps you a little on edge. That next morning, you're for those that were bothered by the horrible thing in the night, you're a little cranky and a little grouchy as you guys set out that next morning. I'm gonna bring you to a map, and I need a survival check or knowledge geography as you guys are following this poorly drawn map given to you by
I like it.
by Mulberry.
23.
Okay.
Hi.
Right. So you're in a hilly area. The path at this point in time, they say the path should end at a hill. And it'll be rough terrain after this. And you are riding along a cliff face that's about 40 feet up. Maybe 25, 30 feet up from where you guys are. And you do see the path begins to wind its way up a hillside. It's at this point in time that you guys spot what looks like a campfire.
Oh.
And I need a pound perception check from the group.
Oh. You're not responding.
It's probably responding now.
It goes sleepy bow. It didn't respond to Mark. It doesn't respond to Blaze.
One more time. It's awake now, so.
We'll try again.
There you go.
There we go.
Oh, there's some shitty rolls in that. Fucking 10. Agony 9.
Cog's up. He's got it at 28.
Okay, Cog hears. Well, you see a campfire on the top of the hill. You're not too sure who would be way the hell out here. It's difficult to see exactly who they might be from here, as the trail does wind all the way up the hill, kind of backtracking. But Cog hears some like crying. very deep voices, and it sounds like a couple of the male voices are sobbing.
Miss Dee Dee. Dugan, go do Dee Dee's job.
Fine. Turns invisible.
Yeah, Cog will like, shh, I hear something. I hear something. 3 voices at least. 2 male and at least
Okay.
1 female.
Dugan, you're just stealthing normally?
No, he's turning invisible.
Okay.
He'll slow down as he gets there, so he's not. So he's moving half speed.
What language do you speak, Dugan?
Not many. Sylvan, Common, Elven, and Dwarven.
The language is none of those. All right, and your stealth check is?
Oh, yeah. With invisibility?
Is it Goblin or Draconic? Just because Cog can speak those languages.
Stealth check is 57 with invisibility.
Okay. All right, there is a campsite up here. Let me get the campfire. It's low burning. It's like a bonfire from earlier in the evening or earlier, maybe last night. You can see that there's a dirty campsite. There are 3. Well, you've seen them before. There are 3 ogreish giants atop the hill. The 2 male giants are sobbing. They seem to be getting lectured by the female giant, who's pointing at them and sort of lecturing at them. There is a horribly rotten and bloated giant corpse that is next to a very large and weirdly runed block of stone. The block of stone looks like it's been kind of clawed away or chipped away, and there is the blade of a really black-looking, like, axe that looks like it's embedded inside of the stone itself, like some sort of great axe.
Okay.
The scene of this altar, if you will, is of, like, the ground is stained dark.
Okay.
And you also notice that there is a sack. I don't know if I have a bag, but I'm going to probably make a token for a bag. Sure, it doesn't have a hand on it, but there is a large sack off to the side, and it's kind of like moving slightly. The sack looks like it's full of... There could be somebody alive in it.
Okay.
Sense motive, Dugan?
Yeah, not my greatest. It's a family dispute. Nothing to worry about. 7.
All right. Yeah, you have no idea what they're on about. You think actually that they're hostile to each other.
Okay.
Like they're gonna fight at any moment. You're certain of it.
Do you have any popcorn?
Pretty much. That's kind of what I'm thinking.
She goes like this. She sniffs at the air, and then she moves over to this rock and is now like kind of looking over the ledge. Dugan, at that time you heard one of the horses nicker or something like that. The two giants have stopped crying for a moment. And...
Dugan's gonna flutter back to the party.
I hear murmuring on the wind.
There's a bunch of ogres. Looks like they're sacrificing people or something. It's hard to say. I don't speak giant.
That to speak giant either. Maybe I should.
Slake's getting off the cart.
Yeah. Okay. I think Sunny and Capper are kind of in their combat positions, which are just the cart and spells go outwards.
Yep. Who's got Desaad?
Do you want Sod or do you want Cog, Mark? You're muted.
How did that happen? Yeah, I'll take Cog. It'll probably be easier for me.
Okay, and I will take Sod.
Okay.
I'm a sanctioned wizard, don't you know?
You can hear some non-sobbing sounds. There's some movement at the top of the hill.
Give me a second. I'm just checking to see if anybody speaks.
Giant?
Giant.
If anybody might. I'm thinking Desaad might.
No, he took Nagaji.
Okay.
Which is fine, fair enough.
All right. If are you guys rushing up the hill, or are you cautiously
I
going?
think we're just sort of. I think we're just chilling.
Are you gonna wait there? Okay.
My thought is, if you ended up in a giant's bag, you probably did something to get there.
Is there people? They're sacrificing people now?
Oh, it's like a person in the bag or
Okay.
something.
You guys, the ones that have line through this little break in the road, can see, like, kind of looking over the edge. There's a really greasy looking ogreish man.
Hey!
He's got
Hey, you!
he's got a great club and he's pointing it down and he's talking over his shoulder.
Do you speak any Sylvan or Common or something else?
I bet you he speaks rock to the face.
I mean, he probably does. So, hi.
There's some commotion up there, and you can hear like the woman screeching.
Oh, she seems just like a bundle of joy.
There's lots of yelling and ruckus.
This would be a good time to comprehend the languages of others. Does anyone know how to comprehend languages?
Nope. How about
At this point in time, you had about 3 rounds if you wanted to cast spells.
How about I just go up there and I'll draw them down to us?
Agony has cast Mage Armor and Shield. And maybe Long Arms. Yeah.
Are we... So... we're kind of in this nebulous zone. Nobody speaks giant? Like, not even a couple of words?
Kroshash! Jashash! Vaprakshash! Vaprak! Vaprak! Vaprak!
Capper's gonna start stalking up the hill.
Okay.
Somebody's baking or something somewhere.
Blending.
Agony's stalking up the hill. I guess
Margaritas.
Desaad is coming with you guys.
Yep,
Slake
Saw's
is
coming
gonna.
up.
Slake is.
Oh, I don't think Saw's going that fast.
So he's just sitting with Mister in the cart.
I think so.
That's funny. Okay, that's 1 round. They have positioned that thing there. You guys get another round, which is basically 30-foot movement if you guys are just trekking up the hill.
I think they're still yelling and
Okay.
just domestic going on. We don't know what's going on.
Slake is running in heavy armor. He can run at times 4.
Well, normally it's ×3 in heavy armor,
Okay.
×4 in medium armor.
So he could basically only triple move.
Right.
Okay.
He's
Yeah.
there's no point in running in heavy
Yeah,
armor.
yeah. You're leaving him behind. Dugan, you said you were just beelining to. So instead, you're just going up the hill. What do you fly at?
He flies at 50, I think, but he's muted, so.
Sorry, I'm muting.
Ooh.
Yeah, right there is good.
Okay. They're doing something weird. It looks like the ogre woman is kind of helping, whereas the man is pushing the rotted corpse of an ogre onto the altar, and the woman's guiding the creature's head so that it's kind of like lipped over the blade of the black axe that is popping through the rune-filled stone.
Okay.
And she's like, "Vaprak! Vaprak! Vaprak!" And the ogres are going, "Vaprak! Vaprak!" This one has got this bag, and the bag has got all sorts of things. Do you think there might be multiple things inside the bag?
No.
There's a bag full of flying heads in there.
And it looks like he's like getting ready to open the bag.
I must kill him. That was my movement, though.
Okay. Yeah. Next round. I think it's initiative at this point.
Are you alright, mister? Yes, you didn't want to walk up a hill. Youth, I suppose. Oh, look, a butterfly.
Okay, we've got ogres, and what's in the bag?
Oh, I think we know what's in the bag, Marty. The term things came up.
And we're also gonna go the rotting ogre. What's in the bag? Okay, what's in the bag goes at 2. The ogre, oh, she's slow. -2. And -1.
I like those male ogre tokens. They kind of good. I like their.
Like the cut of their jib, huh?
I like the cut of their jib. I like the take on the ogre.
Okay, I'm gonna copy a bunch of initiative rolls and bring them into the combat sheet. Paste the values. Alright, Sunny's downstairs. Dee Dee's not here. Amadeus is not here. I think I've got everyone. Okay, the rotting ogre. They haven't done anything to the corpse yet. Dingleberry?
It's getting fucking ridiculous.
This spot here is difficult terrain. You could kind of like hike up the side of the hill.
Okay, that's basically get to the top of the hill with third move.
Okay. The ogress, full round action, effectively coup de grace the undead ogre, not the undead, the dead ogre, kind of bringing her head down across the blade of the great axe, and the head pops off. It just rolls around in the dirt.
Did it take a lot of force to get that head to pop off, or did it pop off nice and easy like?
She's pretty gross. Like, she's bloated and full of maggots, and she kind of like her flesh is oozing, and the body just falls off the. It's actually lying on the altar, and it must have stunk because she kind of moved back from it, and the smell is getting through the bone body art that she's got through her nose. And yeah, the head just rolled off to the side behind the altar. Dukenschmirf, what are you doing? She seems to be chanting the word Viprak all over and over.
Put that head, like, use that head as a weapon. Telekinesis that head across the... You're muted.
I can't lift the head yet. Next level, I'll be throwing all sorts of fun stuff. Just not this level.
So large, the head is probably not medium for a large creature. It's probably small.
Yeah, I can only lift 5 pounds at this point.
Yeah, the head's
more than 5 pounds.
more than 5 pounds.
The human head's more than 5 pounds.
Yeah. So he's just going to go there and fire a bolt at the ogre priestess.
Okay, from that vantage point, you do see that there are tendrils of what look like necromantic magic oozing off of the blade, kind of around the back end of the altar where the head had rolled. Who are you firing at?
The ogress, the priestess.
Okay, she is flat-footed and unawares of your attack.
And I'm invisible. AC 23.
Yeah, your sling bullet bounces into where her hide armor is not covering her skin. She got hit right in the cheek.
For 21 points of damage.
It's all bludgeoning, right?
No, this one's piercing.
Okay. She looks around as you appear, and she seems really pissed. She's pointing at you. She was not bloodied by that.
That's
Cog.
unfortunate.
Mark, you have Cog go? Or...
Oh yeah, I'm doing Cog. That's right. Cog's gonna move. He moves at 40, so.
Just whipping up the long way around. Okay, yeah, that's cool. Slake. Slake's running. Little engine that could. He has, I don't know, you guys said big creatures. He will have his heavy shield out. That's it. Ogres. They all, just the presence of the Fae just enrages them. This ogre pulls out a javelin and whips it at Dugenschmirf. Well, actually, he'll come closer to do that. Check their movement. Yep. He goes vaulting over the campfire and whips a javelin at Dugan.
So for the diminutive armor, Mark, it would be +2 base armor bonus because it's half the bonus from size.
Oh, it's not worth it then.
And then you get so it'd be a total of +3 armor.
Yeah, it's not worth it.
AC 7, he sends a javelin flying over the
Max dex of +6.
Yep.
Capra, you see this big spear-like javelin going over the side, clangs into the road. The other ogre,
Bring him towards the ledge.
the priestess with her bloody face just nods to the question of the other ogre, and he's gonna throw the bag at Dugenschmirf.
The whole bag, you bastard!
He kind of actually doesn't throw the bag. He just kind of like dumps it. And at first you thought they were coconuts. Nope, they're decapitated heads. Nope, they are a bag full of those horrible things. One of which that swooped into your campsite the night before. There is screaming and all sorts of creatures now flooding out of the bag around you.
Mark, remember when we were talking about how game mechanics are introduced in a safe environment, and you expand upon the game mechanics in the beginning, like how that's like how you do this?
Yeah.
This is an example of that.
Yes.
Nope.
Someday we'll fight a boss that's just a bunch of giant heads in a bag.
It'll be the head swarm.
Head swarm of awfulness.
You know what? I think the beheaded do come in a swarm.
We didn't mean it literally.
We didn't really mean that, Marty. Like, you don't have to give it a template or nothing. It's just...
All right.
Well, we said someday. We didn't say today.
Where are my heads? Where are my heads at? I don't know why it didn't name them. Give them numbers.
Well, I guess Cog could have gone 4 times his speed, or is that only in a straight line?
Straight line.
Straight line.
Alright, so he had to turn. So.
Okay, there are 7 man-like heads, and then one really, really ragged, like the one you fought previously. Stringy hair.
Certainly with their newfound freedom, they'll simply fly away into the night, though. Because that's how undead work. I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, it's exactly how they work.
Did I delete that token? Nope. There's just all sorts of horrible ick that's being dumped on you, Dugan, and you are surrounded.
Do they have to enter the square, or are they...
So they get dumped in the same square as the bag, and then they will then pick themselves up as an action, and then they fly around Dugan. They are tiny, so they are flying into your square.
Is there a limited number of tiny creatures in a square?
Don't know.
I'll take a quick peek. This might become important.
Technically, a square is 5 feet by 5 feet, so...
I think it's like... I want to say it's 4 tiny and 16 diminutive is what I remember, but I don't remember if that's real or not.
Sure, we'll go with that. There are now 4 heads inside that square, all attacking Dugan Schmurf. They're not very,
Grabby?
no, they're just not very good at what... They're not very dangerous, is what I'm saying.
There's enough of them that it's
AC
it's a
18?
concern. No.
And then these ones are just... So they got up, they flew, and they attacked. The one that is next to you is now screaming at Dugan Schmurf. Give me a will save.
That's what I was afraid of.
High-pitched keen noise as it's flying around Dugan Schmurf.
Oh, I got a 21.
Nope, that's fine. The ogre seems to be okay. Or somewhat okay. He does have to make a will save as well. He's got what looks like beeswax in his ears. He makes it, and then his buddy behind him makes it, and then the woman is far enough away. Okay, no one is frightened by this horrible, keening, floating head. They're bobbing in and out. They are pretty quick flyers, Dugan Schmurf. The slowest flyer looks like it's the one that's keening. like its open mouth is catching some wind. That was the ogres. Then it's Sunny, who's... Here's the banshee-like whale.
That appears to be a problem.
Well,
Hopefully they can handle it. He's just gonna chill down there.
Desaad?
Desaad is going to haul ass to Lollapalooza. I'm a sanctioned wizard! And then he'll move to the top of the hill. He's faster than Capra.
Yeah, what's in the bag technically went now, but Agony. Agony's taking a single move here and then 2 moves to get up to here. Dewdrop's not here. Amadeus is not here. The Rotting Ogre.
So it's 4 tiny, 25 diminutive, and 100 fine. I had the tiny ones correct.
Okay. Oh man, it's gonna not wake up until then. Okay. Dingle.
Well, fuck those things.
Yeah, you can see all the flying heads and Duke and Smurf kind of floating around as they're nipping at him and trying to eat at him. They're like little bitey.
We're just gonna chuck some
Coconuts?
arrows at the severed head, the screamy one. The one that screams is a bigger problem than the one that doesn't.
Yep.
So we're just going to fire. We're gonna arcane strike and fire. Or actually, a little bard song and fire arrows at that one. 1d20 plus 11. AC 20.
Yeah, the thing.
AC 23.
Roll the damage separately.
Okay. 1d8 plus 3 plus 1 for bard, so 9 damage.
It has 8 hit points. It explodes. It loses whatever horrible energy was causing it to fly, and it sort of tumbles down the hill with the arrow stuck in it.
6 damage on whatever the next one is.
The three of you are sort of like a little disturbed as it rolls almost all the way up to all of you, and now it's just kind of rolling off to the side. And then how much damage on the next one?
6.
That injured one badly.
Oh, they're not very strong. They're kind of, you know.
The ogress picks up the beheaded ogre of her loved one and hucks it off the side of the cliff.
Traditions.
It ends up rolling to about here into the road, but something's wrong with this one, with this head. It's really big, it's really mushy, and you can see its wings kind of like, or sorry, its ears starting to flap like wings, and its head is starting to move, like it's starting to animate.
I'm a sanctioned wizard, don't you know?
And then she equips a... What is she wielding? A great sword.
Oh, she's really... Oh, she seems really upset.
Dugenschmurf.
Dukes will... Oh, there's Mark. Dukes! Hey, Doogie.
Sorry about
One
that.
was really wounded and the screaming one got shot, and the lady threw the head down the hill, and she's got a great sword in her hands. And she's yelling. And there's 2 ogres near you, and you're surrounded by heads. In fact, this is probably not your best day.
All right, acrobatics check to maybe we'll withdraw from this.
From all the heads that are... Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, the CMD of the heads, you're technically in their square, so the ones that are in your square is 16, the ones that are threatening you don't threaten you because you
They
just fly around them. Yep.
They're too little.
Yep.
So I can fail this. $30.
Yeah, you're able to. You actually kind of run on some of their heads as you're flying, kind of like using them like steps to get out of there.
Actually, that's 20. Get to 40, and I will shoot ahead.
So you fly out of there. There's one head that has an arrow stuck through its jaw, but it's still somehow chewing.
AC 28.
Which one?
Wounded one or fresh one?
Yeah, this one here. Head 5.
That's the one with the arrow in it.
Yeah. Oh, let me double check something. I want to make sure I'm within range. No, I gotta move 5 feet closer. There we go.
Okay.
I did 20 damage.
Yeah, the wounded one, the thing explodes. It doesn't really roll down the hill. It's just its bits are all kind of adorning the side of the hill. Cog.
Oh, Cog is going to continue his Iron Man walk. There.
Slake is just doing his full play.
It'll be over by the time he gets up there.
Yep. Ogres. He free action drops the bag and kind of waves them away like they're pests. And he's gonna start trunching down the hill. This ogre pulls out his great club, and this one doesn't have anything in his hands yet. He's just like looking at what's going on. Sonny.
Oh, sounds like a small father up there. Oh, you all right, Mr. Who's a good Mr.
Oh. Desaad? I'm a sanctioned wizard!
I'm a sanctioned wizard! He's going to over here and just start hacking at this head. It's wiggling.
Yeah, it's technically not it's not animate yet, so
he's going to under the head.
yeah, just make an attack against the creature. The AC of the creature is going to be sucky. It'll be 12 minus 5 minus 9, so 10. It's AC 3.
Oh. Two hits.
Yep.
This bad boy has a 18 strength. What's the wizard's trait?
His 16 strength, and he gets
Plus 2 for being human.
SR checks.
Or does he not get the plus 2 for human?
He gets the human, and then he gets a little kicker.
This is plus 4 plus 2 plus 1. So 9 damage. And another 9 damage, so 18 damage.
Okay, the thing is still, like, you chopped into it, and he had to put his boot on the side of the giant head and take it out, and he chopped into it again, and it still seems to be, like, waking up. I'm just going to make it kind of prone for now.
Oh.
And 20, 30... you bloodied it with the second hack. It's making noises, horrible noises. What's in the bag? Ah, they got their target.
Big ogre.
4. And a bunch of them chomping around you. This horrible swarm.
Dugan, stay still. I'll shoot them from around you. It'll be like a circus trick.
Now, for melee, tiny creatures, how can they flank?
Nope.
They need the feats to flank in the same square. You need the giant fighting feats.
They're just all around you and bumping into you and trying to bite you with their horrible rotted teeth. AC 20 is the highest, or 21.
No, that doesn't hit.
Okay, and then there's 3 others that are just flying around you angrily, looking for their chance to bob in to bite you. Agony looks at those things. He will target one that's like trying to bite Dugan with a magic missile, I think. And he explodes one all over Dugan. The rotting ogre thing. It's flapping around on the ground. It looks it's awake, but it's not flying yet. So we'll consider it prone. Dingleberry.
All right, Dugan. Hey, Dugan. Don't move. A little arcane strike, and then begin arrow doom. 3 arrows, first range increment. AC 18, AC 26.
Yep.
AC 16.
Yeah, these little ones have 8 hit points.
Okay.
No DR.
2 arrows in the first one,
Okay.
and then the last one gets exploded by it. So 2 go down.
Yeah, one arrow just basically scraped the top of its head and got stuck between its hair and its skull, kind of through its rotted skull. It was all fucked up, and second arrow hit it underneath the skull and made it fall down, and it's now rolling down the hill. And then another arrow with magic causes its brains to blast to the back of its head, and it dies. It's more splattered than anything else. There are 3 that are still around you, and 1 that is still in your square. Nope. 4. Yeah, 3 of them died. There's still 1 in your square. And they're not smart enough to have waited. Like, they all rushed you, and they all kind of look
Well,
about
they also
against
had
each other.
3 actions. They could have all did Jimmy Dan.
They were not smart enough to do that.
The zombie heads aren't that smart.
No. The ogress woman with the large greatsword in her hands is going to drink a potion. 2d8 plus 3. She heals herself of 7. Boo. Boo! Is what she yells, and she's not keeping up with her
What's of a crack?
family. Dugan Schmurf.
Dugan Schmurf is going to try something new.
Mm.
He is going to use his Gather Power ability
Okay.
to reduce the burn by 1 so he can actually do something. So, in a 20-foot radius around him, things just start to lift up into the air. And
Like
he's able
stones
to...
and bits of the undead that were destroyed. Okay.
And he is able to manifest a telekinetic blade this way, so he can fight in melee.
Okay.
So that was a simple action to gather, or normally a move.
Bunch of stones and sticks and things turn into this weird mosaic blade.
And then we will try to fight them in melee. I'm hoping their AC is not too high, because I don't have weapon finesse yet.
You're tiny.
Yeah, you get weapon finesse. For
You get
free.
weapon finesse. You have to take it. You just get it as a tiny creature.
Oh,
I think it's already on your character sheet. I saw it.
I don't think it is, to be honest. But I'll
Here,
put it
here.
on. I'll put it on there.
You also use Dex for some of your like climbing and shit like that.
Well, I'll have to check on that. All right, so
Don't
in
you
that,
know?
in that case,
Yep.
Chop
this
it.
should go much better.
Yep.
AC 30.
Yeah, the beheaded things are AC 14.
And second attack, AC 26. How many hit points do these things have?
8.
8.
So he kills them outright. There's minimum
Oh,
damage.
you get to add like your charisma to it or whatever.
Oh yeah, it still does that. Yep. It's still
Okay,
charisma.
so he's
2d6.
like fencing with these things with this weird force like blade made out of nature and
Okay. Well, he cuts the one that's in a square. You don't
Yep.
have reach, do you?
No, it's two that it would have to be two that are in my square.
So
Okay. The one that was in your square dies, and then the other one.
they're just floating around you.
Yep.
If there was only one in my square, that's all I could attack.
Okay.
We were trying to save you from them.
Yep.
But that was
Cog.
the wrong thing.
Cog sees this thing that
Wiggling.
Azrael's like trying to attack, and it's like waking up and gonna fly away.
I am a sanctioned wizard.
Yeah. Instead of tiny, this thing's head is small. It's like a head the size of a halfling. It's gross. It's very gross. Is Cog running in?
Yes, he is.
Okay, he can move there with a single move into a flank.
Start his stance and then
I'm
flurry.
trying to... where are you, dog?
It's like a medicine ball. Undead rot.
Fuck. Oh,
It's got maggots in its cheeks.
and it's down.
It
right
is
now?
it is prone right
He's
now. Yes.
cold.
Oh, it's prone. Okay, it's red circle, so that's what.
It's animating.
Yep.
Oh, I see. Oh god. Yeah, we'll be move. Ahmed will kill me if I don't go into crane stance and flurry.
Okay.
Only Bruce Lee can make that sound
Yep.
badass. No one else on the planet can.
Nope. We've all tried. All 7 billion of us or whatever.
Okay, so flank. It will make up for his. There we go. +8 with flank. -2, so +8.
Yeah. Prone. Its AC is 9.
So 2 hits.
Yeah. You go over and kick it twice. In your crane
Now
stance.
he's got his damage being 2d6 +2. I know he's got 1 from the amulet. Do you know the other?
I think that's when he hits twice.
Or is that his
No. Like one attack, he's got doing 1d6 +2.
Yeah, that's his.
1d6 +2.
Yeah.
Uh,
One is from his amulet of natural armor, and then the other might be from
His strength is 10.
Art song.
Bard Song, probably.
Because
Maybe, and if he's 4th level, isn't he?
he's 4th, yeah.
Shouldn't he be 1d8?
I don't know. Is he screwing himself?
I think he's screwing himself. Okay, do we have Bard Song up? How about that?
No.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay.
Alright, so +4.
Yeah, it should be 1d8.
Yeah, that's what I figured. Yeah, so 10 damage.
Okay, the thing is still squirming. You've almost caved in one of its temples, but it has 1 magical hit point left. Slake is running up the hill. He's gonna go up.
You want to go to the right? Slake, you want to go to the right? The giants are on the right. That's you're the right.
Okay, he marches up the hill. This ogre in the front sees a bunch of little guys.
I don't know what the problem is, but you threw heads at us, therefore stop throwing heads at us.
The ogres look like they have like wounds that are healing of bite marks all over their body. Like up their arms and a couple on their face.
They're beekeepers, they're head keepers.
Yeah.
He's gonna pull out his great club and come bounding over.
Whoa, big boy.
And this guy comes bounding over and takes out a javelin and will huck it from downtown at the dragon guy. So -2? No, it's -4. AC 11. No, goes whistling over Capra and
Ooh.
Agony's head.
Uh,
Sunny.
I think they want to collect our heads. Oh.
It's the Donners! Oh, my breakfast is around!
Adventurers sticking their nose where it doesn't belong. There might be magic up that hill. Oh. No, that's not magic at all.
Decide.
Why won't you die?
Oh, yeah, it's decide what's in the bag, Agony, and then this thing will fly away if you if you don't kill it.
I am the sanctioned wizard.
Yep. Swinging your scimitar around. Oh, yeah, you get it. You split it right open. It's going in. 1 hit point left. It was just leaving the ground as you split it open.
There we go.
Horrible, putrid mess comes out of it. It's like they stored it in a swamp or something, the body. That was a single hit.
And then he's going to... not in range. Jolt has a 30-foot range, I think. Static Jolt.
The one ogre cries out when he sees Desaad hacking at the head. They seem really upset.
He's got an action left. He's going to use his action to whip he's going to cast Mage Armor as his extra action.
Yeah, this ogre seems to ignore the Dragon Man for now, and he's like yelling at Desaad or Azrael in his funny hat.
Uh-oh.
What's in the bag? These
I am a
things.
sanctioned wizard.
These things enter your square, Dugan. You get AOs.
I can't use AOs. That knife only lasts for
Your turn.
till the end of my turn.
Okay.
Later, I will have it.
Okay, so all the little bits of nature go flying back down to the ground, and the heads come roaring in. They're biting. Oh, not 20. AC 17.
AC 17 misses.
Okay, so not a crit. It bites you for 2 damage.
That doesn't get through my DR, but it does. Actually, doesn't even get to my DR because it goes off my temporary hit points.
Okay. And then second attacks AC 20 and AC 20.
Both miss.
Okay. Yeah, they're people bites. Yep. It looks worse than it is.
Yeah.
Agony. What's Agony gonna do to this ogre?
Does he have any like greasy type things? Or is it just spank an ogre around?
No, he's going to cast Mirror Image. He's a bit of a 2 images, of course.
Better than 0 images.
Yep. And then he will stand firm. He will ready to smack an ogre. The Rotting Ogre I will remove from the initiative sheet because it has been vanquished. Dingleberry.
Yeah. Sorry, Dugan. I'm going to take these guys. He's going to start firing arrows at the ogre.
Okay.
Yeah, because that ogre. Yeah. Those things are bitey, but AC 17.
Is its AC?
AC 20.
He raises his hand as he's getting pelted from the side.
And then miss. So 2d8 plus 3, 2d plus 6 plus 2 plus 2. 17 damage.
Injures the ogre badly. Not bloodied. The ogress, she's going to start moving down. swing her sword around. Dugan?
What's the crack?
Dugan's going to do the same thing he did last round, where he
Okay.
gathers power.
Is it a move action?
It would be a move action normally.
Does it provoke?
It does not. It's a supernatural.
Okay.
It's like a Super Saiyan sort of Dragon Ball thing where your telekinetic field around you.
There's now 2 heads in your square. You've got lots of targets.
You have 2 attacks.
Yeah, I have 2 attacks. So the first attack, AC 19.
Clobbers a head.
And,
You do more than 8 damage.
yeah, automatically. And AC 18.
Okay. You basically split one of the skulls open and then stick the blade right into the back of the mouth, back through the back of the head, and then the whole thing kind of crumbles down again on the 2 heads that you vanquished go tumbling to the ground and rolling around on the battlefield.
Cool.
Duke Schrift's covered in ick. Looks all
Nice.
looks all frazzled. Cog.
Those ogres are awesome.
They're a good token.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
Going to engage an ogre, or is he going to drink a mutagen, or
Cog is. This... Yeah, there's no reason for him not to drink a mutagen. Mutagen.
Roger, boo-boo! Roger, boo-boo!
And 2 actions for him to drink a mutagen, correct?
Yep.
Alright.
Yeah, you got a boo boo. I know you got a boo boo.
Slake. I think Slake is gonna charge this guy. Gonna rage and charge. Somebody want to roll?
We're gonna trade club for fist.
Yep. Somebody want to roll a d20 for me?
Sure. $17 is probably.
Yeah, there's a violent crunch as... Oh, actually, first is an AOO from the ogre.
Yep.
As his great club comes smacking in towards Slake. The ogre hits AC 12. Yeah, Slake basically goes right underneath it and kind of pushes the great club, which didn't finish its swing, up, and he's now underneath it. And he uppercuts the ogre. This was with a raging, charging power attack. Be plus 11 plus 13 with the charge. 1d4 plus 19 damage.
That's good damage there.
21 damage. 38. The thing is completely rocked, well past bloodied, in single-digit hit points, and stumbling around. It spits out a number of teeth, much to Slake's joy.
The back of Slake's head smiles on you.
Yup. Ogres. This one's going to defend itself. It's waving his club around to try to get Slake to go away. It's going to do that twice. It hits AC 25 and AC 20. 20.
25 might hit with the raging charge.
Yeah, Slake.
Is he using the
No,
shield?
I don't think it's a tower. He didn't. Well, did he climb the hill with the tower shield up?
Nope, he had his heavy shield out. So with his heavy shield, he's got AC 30. With the charge, is AC 28. With the rage, is AC 26. He got hit AC 25.
Now can it get past the DR? Oh, it was AC
Well,
25.
yeah, he did.
Yeah, he got missed.
He didn't hit. Never mind.
Yeah,
Sorry.
just there's bang, bang, and Slake is somehow holding his shield up as his shield is just there's a horrible racket, and then the ogre just takes a step back and is looking for help. This ogre is going to circle around.
And are ogres giants?
They are.
Yeah.
So you get an AC bonus from that too, don't you?
He still have his dwarf. He has some of his dwarven traits. So yeah, he gains
All right. Well, let's Slake finish this
Four
off.
dodge AC.
4 dodge AC against the giants. This thing has
Which he
to.
doesn't get against the undead giants because they're not
Yeah,
anymore.
that's right. You're right.
This thing has to circle around. The guy backing off kind of got into his brother's way. You imagine they're brothers, and bang! AC 26. Uh-oh, that's a hit.
That one. Now let's see if they can get through the arc.
Is it though with your bonus against giants?
Oh, with the dodge
No,
bonus? No.
not even close.
He just shifts the shield again and takes the whole brunt of it. Bang! Most people, their arms would have broken at this amount of strength, or at least dropped. Yeah, they're wood splinters from these horrible clubs flying everywhere.
Usually you try to absorb the blows or roll with it, or...
I got this! That's what Slake's saying.
We've
Sonny,
got Slake, the 6 million gold piece dwarf.
and his sidekick Cog is out.
Oh,
I'm gonna have to find that sound effect from the TV show. Yeah. Every time you block or punch.
Mister's just chewing cud down at the bottom, like. Broop, broop.
it sounds like they're having fun. Perhaps he's filling his lake of blood. River of vengeance. Oh, look, a dandelion.
Desaad.
Desaad is going to, I'm a sanctioned wizard. He's going to...
Traipse through the field of destroyed, decapitated heads.
Yeah.
The giggles coming from Mark. That was such a great giggle, Mark.
He's going to move up, and then he's going to, I think, Magic Missile Ogre 2.
The really injured one?
The really injured one.
Yeah, this one's turning over his shoulder, like it's like he wants to not be next to Slake.
Yeah, that's a common thing. Sorcerer spells.
You pause, well out of club range. And...
Sorry, I must have been looking at the wrong character sheet, because he's got shield and windy escape. So when I said he'd cast mage armor, he'd cast shield.
Okay.
And now he's going to cast an acid splash, or a ray of frost. We'll do the acid one.
Touch AC of ogres is 8.
He touches. 2 acid damage.
2 damage. It doesn't fall down. It's trying to wipe it off.
That'll teach you.
I'm
a sanctioned wizard.
What's in the bag is gone. I'm just going to delete that row from the initiative.
Sure.
Agony had his ready to action to strike, but Slake moved in and created a line, so I guess he'll go and
join the line.
Join the line. He doesn't have to. So he's got long arm and pole arm. So I think he can hit from there.
Have you got combat reflexes yet?
He does.
Yes, he does.
Nice.
So he'll move in and try to hit that ogre. He will power attack. Bard Song power attack. Lucerne Hammer is +8. AC 14 misses. +3 on his second one. He hits on the second one.
There we go. All in the head.
Swinging it around, and on his second swing, clocks the ogre in the side of the head, hitting him in the chin for 20 damage. Boom! The ogre is not bloodied. Close, but not. He shakes it off. Dingle.
Dingle's gonna arcane strike and then put first arrow on ogre 2, and then once we hit that guy, we're gonna switch over to ogre 1.
Okay.
What is the lady in the back wearing?
The lady in the back is wearing...
Hide armor, is that what you think?
No, she's got nicer armor than that underneath her furs. Oh, no, I lied. She's got some really well stitched together hide armor, and she's wielding a large greatsword. There is a amulet that's bouncing around along a bunch of other charms that looks like a stylized snowflake.
Baby, these are the Frostfoots.
She also had what looks like a necklace of crow and vulture skulls.
Or they're the dirty birds.
Yeah, the dirty bird necklace. Nice.
He's going to take out the boys first. So it's going to be arrow on boy, arrow on boy. If there's any arrows left, it'll be arrow on. If they're still up. AC 25 to the hit.
Hits. Yep.
Here. 8 damage.
On this one.
Yep.
Knocks it out. Just another arrow hits it in its sternum. It falls back.
AC 21 against the other one.
That hits as well.
And AC 20.
That hits as well.
For 14 damage.
First arrow, he kind of like put up his hand like he wanted to block your arrow, and he did. It's right through his head. And then as he's yelling at you, the second arrow got out right into his cheek. Yeah, you bloodied him.
Uh-oh.
Ogress. Let's see. She's getting closer.
We don't know what a Vaprak is!
She starts huffing and puffing as a 3-round cast begins to grow.
Oh!
All the easier.
Big dirty birds.
1-round cast becomes 3 actions. Dirkenschmerf.
Schmurf is down. I think that would be a flank, yes.
And giants are humanoids.
Yes, they are.
I love that.
I think there's a limit where you can't go beyond huge or gargantuan, but something like that. Although it would be funny for the, like, I'm the cloud giant.
I just read something new about a large person I didn't know. A large person can be made permanent with permanency spell.
Yeah. Yeah.
It can be dispelled, but it's like a... No, I want to be big.
Wait a sec, Mark. If I remember correctly, there's a spell-like ability that certain creatures have that reduces people's size.
Yes. I could do that, but isn't it easier to flank like this? Okay, fine, I'll do it.
You don't have to do it. You whack the guy. Whack the guy. I just think it's funny to.
AC 25.
Oh, yeah, you hit the ogre. This one?
Yeah.
Okay.
The one I'm flanking with.
Agony. Yep.
Yeah. That's 11.
Which is a house rule, by the way.
Mhm.
Ranged flank is a house rule. There are feats that grant it, but anyways, we've been playing with it for so long that it doesn't matter.
Just like under the Pathfinder system, you can sneak attack anything. We've rolled over the 3.5 where undead, construct, plants can't be.
Yeah. It's the.
Anyways,
So,
28 damage.
Yeah, 28 damage.
4262. You embed a sling stone in between 2 of his vertebrae at the base of his neck, and he falls over like stone cold dead.
Yay! Then he turns around. Ah!
Yeah, you had to be close to the ground to flank. Cog.
Cog is going to. Can you get? Yes, you can. Oh no, he can't. Not in.
Some of that nonsense looks like difficult terrain.
Yeah.
So where does it say anything? Because like their example shows a sorcerer getting a flanking bonus from a spell.
I thought flanking was melee. Under
You
flanking.
need to be melee to provide a flank. to get the flank. In their example, the sorcerer gets it. I'll do it. Sorry.
Yeah.
How many actions is it to do a total defense?
2.
2? Okay, so can't even get in the way. See if any. Alright, he'll go to here. Oh, fuck off. Okay, he'll go to there, total defense.
Okay. Slake.
Fearless Lake. Dun, dun, dun.
It's like, the thing is, Slake can only get to there. I think he's going to form a line. He will go into.
First sentence, by the way, when making a melee attack. Yeah.
He'll go into Dugan Schmurf's square. He actually can go 5 foot forward, so he'll go here and ready to punch. Ogres. This one stabilizes.
Worst mistake you'll ever make.
Sunny. Enjoying the summer day.
He picks the flower. It's like, I wonder if it could take us to the Fey realm.
Do I have a pipe, Mistra?
Mistress also eating some of the dandelions. Desaad.
Desaad is going to. I think he's got a crossbow. Or does he have he's a bow? He's going to Ring of the Ram, the giant lady.
You may want to check the range on that.
I will check the range on that. I think it's too far. Based on that, that sound, it might be 30 feet.
Slake and Agony are backing up Dugan, not leaving him out there in the middle by himself.
Oh, thank goodness.
We've got your back.
Okay.
Do you have ours, though? Says Agony.
He moves into the back.
Okay.
It's a 50-foot range.
Okay. Do you have any actions left?
It was 2 actions to get to that. He doesn't want to be in front.
Okay, he'll ready to swing just in case the thing stupidly comes all the way
If
up.
it gets that close, yeah.
Dugan.
Dingle? Or Dugan?
Sorry, Dingle. My bad.
Okay. Hey! She's real big, like. Catch one, bigly! He's going to move forward. He's going to knock a. I don't think I want to put her to sleep, although that would be funny. We're going to knock a searing arrow and then a regular arrow. And we're going to launch them at her largesse. Because one of the things I know about the spell she casts is it's effectively minus 2 AC when you go to large. I think it's more when you go to huge. AC 30.
Yeah, there are plenty of spots that are open.
AC 14.
AC 14. No, the thick skin and the thick hide armor absorbs that arrow. It's sticking out of her, but she doesn't seem to wince at that.
That's okay. The magic one got in, and that's the important part. So 12 damage, and she's on fire.
Oh no! She's not just screaming and stumbling forward though. She's enraged.
Uh-oh.
Ogress. Yeah, she's. She has some sort of minor rage effect going as she stumbles forward with her 15-foot reach with a greatsword.
First, she bleeds, or burns.
Oh yeah, she burns.
She takes a burning damage. Burning!
So she wanders to here, and the first person who's going to get punishment is Slake.
I know this spell is good for damage.
It's not good for hitting, though. Yeah, it's only a +2. Okay. Minor rage effect. Does she have power attack? She does. Her Bab is -2 for power attack. The truly titanic greatsword comes hammering down towards Slake, hitting AC 26.
He charged last round. He's not charging this round.
Yep. So
it's giant, so he's fine.
He basically with one hand on his shield, like takes the blade coming in and pushes it off to the side. It thunks into the ground. A big cleft of grass goes flying. So she moved twice and swung. She's done. Dugan. She's waving her arm as she's on fire.
I gotta watch that.
Dugan's taking a wide arc around.
Oh, there we go.
I don't want to get too close to that.
her beady eyes are following Dugan as he's flying around, but then turns back towards the others.
I can't really do much after that, so.
Yeah, no one's threatening her yet, so...
Isn't Agony?
Agony doesn't quite reach.
Oh, not quite.
Which is
that was 2 moves for me, too, and it's a complex, for me to shoot, I think.
So you're just positioning?
Yeah.
Cog? She's yelling as she's waving her greatsword around. What's Cog doing?
Oh, sorry. Cog is... I think
After you, Booper!
going in defensively.
Yeah, she takes a swipe at Cog. She's like dragging her sword along the grass and just kind of like
try and
tumble.
Tumble, yes. I'm sure he's got an excellent tumble.
CMD. It's 2 -2, so it's just the same plus size. Okay, 22.
Plus 30 plus.
She doesn't have to lift the sword very high. She's kind of like dragging it across the ground. Yeah, you get underneath it. You got to do this. You tuck your legs into this little roll, and like your head sort of nicely rolls across the ground. And you spring up right beside her.
And plus Barzong's going. There is no flank.
No flank.
No flanks. And he's fighting defensively. So, did I put 12? I did put 12. Okay, so we'll just try that again.
I'm going to roll all the d20s.
Plus.
Cog grows 3
There
sets
we
of
go.
arms.
AC 27 and AC 25.
Oh, yeah. You punch one inside one knee, and you punch inside the other knee, and then she's like leaning over.
AC 15.
That is not a confirmation.
Oh, he still hit.
Trying to take her out at the knees.
Plus.
That's how you beat Dark Souls bosses when they're 10 times bigger than you. Just chop at their ankles until they die.
Holy! Way to go, Cog.
18 damage,
18
and
damage.
he gets another attack.
30...
That is more damage than if Ahmed was
7.
rolling Cog, he could have possibly rolled.
5.
And he misses on the last one.
Okay. That bloodied her. That second punch.
Excellent.
Slake had a
You don't survive the round.
had a readied. She didn't take her AOO because you
Just oid in.
Yep. You hopped in, so she's going to take her AOO against Slake. Nope. Slake sidesteps and then blocks again with his really scraped shield, and now is going to punch her twice. Adam, you want to give me 2d20 rolls? Oh, I look up his bonus.
Certainly will. Sir. 9, sorry.
So Raging Slams with Bard Song is plus... With Power Attack and Bard Song is plus 12 and plus 7.
So
AC
17 and 16
is a hit, and 16 is a miss.
Ooh. 1d4 plus
8, 19.
23 damage.
68. Okay, she's now... he punches her other knee, and that knee actually kind of... You heard it break and grind, kind of... She's still standing, but it doesn't look like... Her bow-leggedness is kind of like inverted on one side, and it looks really gross. The ogres are not taking their turns because they are eating grass, and one of them has literally been fed to the grass. Sunny is just hanging out with Mistra down below. Desaad? There's no AOO right now. Her defenses are down.
Submit to a sanctioned wizard. Don't give me that lip.
Oh, these guys are assholes.
They were picked specifically because they were the assholes.
Yep.
So 4 plus 4, 8, 9, 10, 11.
He's attacking with a scimitar.
Scimitar, yep.
Okay.
AC 22.
Hits.
And then, uh-oh. Not an uh-oh.
Would have hit. Yeah, she's falling forward, and you have to kind of scramble back from being stepped on.
13 damage.
13 damage brings her to 81 as she falls forward.
Oh.
Agony. I don't think we're talking to this thing.
Well, we've tried, and it just keeps...
Yeah, Agony just comes over and...
I'm pretty sure she's just gonna say for Brack.
Yeah.
Making sure that she stays down ends up killing her. He hits her in the back of the head with a Lucerne hammer. And then it slowly over the next round starts to shrink. The sword that tumbles from her hand in the grass also begins to shrink down to a large size. And it's just the summer breeze.
So... This wasn't on the map, was it? Hey! Sonny, it's all safe! You want to bring the horses up?
It was on the map. There is like a little curl saying this, like the road ends here. You're gonna have to go off on, on foot. You just weren't expecting there to be ogres and some sort of weird altar thing. Sunny maneuvers the horses up the hill, and then begins poking at some of these things.
Ooh. Eee.
By then, Agony's already like staring at the corpse and the axe that's embedded in the stone.
Oh my.
Let's get rid of the corpse on the.
Yeah, I guess Slake and Cog kind of push the gelatinous corpse off of the altar.
Oh.
Plenty of spot to bring the to bring the horses around. I see Capra. Capra, you notice that this one's still breathing. Desaad wanders over. What's the matter? Is there something that Azrodel can do?
Yeah, this guy's not bleeding out.
Don't worry about it. Go up and see what the others are doing. I'll take care of this.
Alright.
He stops laughing when you go around the corner.
You know, it's extra creepy when you just sort of abruptly stop in the middle of the...
Oh, you're right. Yes, I am still laughing down here. Ha 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 ha. He sticks his blade to the ogre. And then I think Ahmed will take some ogre samples.
Probably.
I don't think he can turn into large things, but maybe with feats he might be able to start turning into feats and levels. He might be able to start turning
really
into
need
giants.
to find is a troll.
Yeah.
Start turning into giant forms.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, Sonny, are you gonna go and poke around at this altar?
Yeah. Ooh. Ooh. Yee. Cursed blade of some sort.
It does look like a medium-sized great axe is somewhat embedded in a block of stone. Give me a spellcraft check or a knowledge engineering.
We will spellcraft our way. 22.
This block of stone was magically conjured. It then later was etched on the outside with big fat fingers. They're crude drawings.
This is a altar made by magics.
It looks like
Was it conjured around the axe? Was the axe sort of like chopped into the thing after it was conjured?
is conjured around the axe. It looks like putty, like somebody had stone-shaped away some of the stone. You can see clumps of it all over the place, really big fat fingers, probably an ogre. And it was enough of the blade of the axe was removed or exposed so that it could, I don't know, act as some sort of reverse guillotine.
Okay.
Yeah. The axe itself, is it magic?
The axe is radiating magic. It is a magical axe. It's also radiating a moderate transmutation along its blade. And a moderate necromancy.
Okay, I will attempt to identify the axe.
Okay, the DC of identify.
I will try with simply detect magic, and if that doesn't work on the moral, I'll use an identify spell.
Okay, it's 15 plus spell level. The DC is 24.
Okay. 18.
You identify that it has a +1, and you neither identify the transmutation nor the necromancy.
This is a powerful weapon. I mean, it's called powerful enchantment. As a weapon itself, it's not overly powerful.
The transmutation and the +1 are along the blade, and the necromancy is from this weird skull adorning the center, where the two blades are affixed.
I would like to examine it again in the morning to check to see if it is cursed. I'm concerned. Obviously, if they didn't want to touch it, there might be a problem with handling said blade.
You do what you need to do. But not in any particular rush.
Searching the rest of the camp,
up here.
I'm going to paste a little bit of stuff that the ogres had. It does look like they've gathered up some probably ill-gotten goods. While the Dirty Bird necklace isn't magical, the other necklace that she is wearing is. I'm going to paste all this stuff into party treasure. It looked like the priestess had most of the good items. Like she was hogging them greedily.
My dog just came in from the rain, and it smells like wet dog.
I'm not
really
sure.
surprised.
I'm not sure if you're taking like normal hide armor off of the giants.
I'm not.
No.
Okay, the masterwork hide armor off of the big giant.
Sure. Yes, we'll take that one. Capra will claim that as a trophy. We'll take it as just like he doesn't feel right about taking trophies off of like sentience.
Yep.
Sort of.
This body looked like it might have been buried in like a peat bog for some time. It really smells. Perhaps it also spent some time outside of the peat bog. But it's got a weird smell to it, and it's a big mess. It's not even you probably couldn't even turn it into an undead any longer. The wind of the summer winds at the top of this hill do provide a little bit of relief from the horrible body that you would need wheelbarrows, buckets, and shovels to move. You are able to camp here. I don't think anything is going to bother you. Nothing does.
It smells up here.
Dugan, you're guessing probably another 2 days by the map. When somebody points out how far you've come.
So, not got a long the way to go then.
Yeah, I think we're on the big fingerprint. The little whorl thing right there. Right there on the whorl. Top of the whorl!
We have encountered a lot of giants out here. I wonder if...
Maybe there was like a giant village here with all the different giants in one happy kingdom.
Giants live in the mountains! And Slake just points up towards, like, mountains in the distance.
Sure.
But the mountains can live anywhere.
Alright then, sure.
This altar is crudely crafted through spells alone. The person who crafted it must have been rather potent spellcaster.
How'd that axe get stuck in there?
The axe was crafted around the axe.
Can you take it?
I believe you can, but they've created a very large inconvenience to prevent you from touching the handle of the axe. To make it usable without touching, so I would recommend against touching it. Although, curses are fun, so we could just experiment a little if you'd like to grab it.
You want me to break the stone open?
I'd prefer to examine the axe first to make certain we know what we're doing. Wouldn't want some sort of necromantic plague being released upon the lands or something.
All our seven heads flying around in a big flock.
Maybe if my head was severing, I'd be able to do a headbutt. I've tried so hard to do headbutts, and all I get is a headache. My horns just aren't slopey enough.
Dugan, the things flying out of the bag will be the fuel of nightmares. They didn't do a whole lot, but they were still pretty vicious and scary. You guys spend an evening atop this hill. Morning comes, you do your daily preps. Sunny, you've got spells prepared to continue poking at the magic.
I will cast an identify, and then after the identify, I think I'm going to cast sleep upon my person.
Okay.
Identify is a +10, I think. On the roll. Did the lady giant have anything magical?
Yeah, it was the amulet.
Okay, we're gonna identify the amulet and we're gonna do the altar first.
Yeah,
Or
Cog
the,
has already
axe.
identified the potions.
24.
9 plus 15. You get it?
Woohoo!
I'm gonna paste the description in 2 spots, one in chat and one in your. This is the amulet. Sorry, it's called the Winterborn Amulet. It provides cold resistance 5.
Cool.
And now the axe.
No, the axe. No, that's wrong. 30.
Okay.
It's not plus 4. It's plus 20.
Yes.
Don't mind it.
You don't see any minor curses on the axe.
Okay.
There could be major curses on it, but and the axe itself is a medium +1 great axe. It's impacting.
Ooh.
I don't know what that does.
It does damage as 1 size category larger.
Woo!
If used to coup de grace a humanoid, it cuts off their head, and 1d4 rounds later, a beheaded undead flies up from the decapitated head.
Oh, you can't tell me Slake doesn't want that thing.
You also can't tell me that this thing is not fucking cursed. I don't. Oh my goodness! 'Cause this is...
I've got no doubt that when the wielder dies, their head detaches and becomes one of those.
friggin' Barcool or something.
No, these are like little flying zombie heads. Some of them are special. Like you get the sense that every once in a while it will create a weird one, and the bigger the head, the scarier it is.
This is a very powerful axe, and I don't know if it's cursed. I don't believe it's cursed, but if it's cursed, it's very cursed.
Hey, you know who likes to buy cursed things, don't you?
Yeah. No. Who likes to buy cursed things?
Yeah, we know a guy, don't worry. We're gonna unload it.
All right. It will hit very hard for an axe. It is magical, of course. And if you decapitate someone with it, their head will fly around.
It provides no control over the head, but the beheaded won't attack the wielder. So as long as they are holding it in their hands.
So the woman had no bites on her.
Well, no, she had bites on her. The axe is in the block of stone.
Nobody wielded it. Yeah.
There's a reason they don't touch it.
Yeah.
It's got it.
I don't believe I didn't see a curse. That being said, I'm not going to touch it. Do with the information as you would.
Maybe we'll pick it up on the way back then.
We should free it from the stone, says Agony. This would make a mighty item for a horde.
It just seems to me that they're probably not touching it for a reason.
Because, well, maybe they put this. Maybe they. Slate, can you pick up the stone?
No, that is too much stone, you dimwit.
Oh.
However,
so
I
big and strong.
could break the stone open like an egg. Nice hard-boiled egg and get to that nice magic axe, which will break over my knee.
That would defeat the purpose of putting it in a hoard. But our dragon friend, it only makes sense that he would like hoards. It would be sort of an homage to his heritage.
Why do you need a horde? It is the dragon way. we desire such things.
You know, the rest of us just call it a savings account.
I believe there's a difference. The savings account is sort of a promissory note, where the hold is actually artifacts of wealth that can be seen from above and below.
The Norn says I must lay upon a hoard of my own gathering.
Are you sure? Are you sure she said hoard?
Yes. Hoard.
Maybe it's just... Ooh. Maybe he has to become a man
And you
dragon.
see his like little forked tongue in his mouth. And
I'm just saying the other option's cheaper. You might want to give it a today.
are you certain it's not cursed?
It's a very powerful axe, trapped in a block of stone.
Huh. You saying it makes more of those things that flap around?
It does.
And those things are created with what?
Magic?
Yeah. No using the magic axe. What if I use it just to fight things with? We have many magic things that we use to fight. Crutches! All of it! A crutch! Slake avoids pointing out that magic was used to create... Or, Agony avoids pointing out that his magic used to create Slake.
Yep.
Now's not the time to get punched in the head.
No.
No.
Especially, don't fight around this axe that makes your head turn into an undead and then you can't be resurrected. Stop it! This is, you get turned into an undead. Like, when you could have gone somebody with this axe, then you just kill the head afterwards, they're really dead.
Yeah.
They're not intelligent, so I don't know if that holds out.
Oh.
But you can believe what you want.
Let's believe
Definitely
that.
can't be raised because your body has been mutilated.
Decapitated.
Yeah, exactly. I wouldn't mind freeing it from there. If anything, it will be worth money. We could sell it to Granomir. Fine. It's like the only way we're gonna get paid, I have a feeling. Dugan's hiding all the money for himself after we go pick this fucking flower.
Oh yeah, I'm hiding my fucking money as a fucking broker than the rest of you.
Yeah, we definitely had the corner at the bottom of the top by the rafter. Totally nice.
Alright, watch this. bits of stone go flying everywhere. Slake spends about 5 minutes punching the stone into gravel.
And a ancient
He takes a step back.
shrine has been destroyed.
Agony gives it a tug and then raises it above his head. Yeah, he looks truly terrifying with the axe above his head.
Are we putting another curse above Agony on top of Agony's character?
Don't know.
Because we jumped. I guess we do have a +2 weapon, so we didn't go from a +1 weapon to a +3 weapon directly. We do have 1 +2 in the middle.
Okay, Agony
Yep.
swings the axe around. Everyone's like, "Whoa!"
Oh!
So he's bounding away.
Ooh, Sonny, ooh, wee.
Easy to kill her.
He's practicing swinging it around. He's got martial weapon proficiency through
Alright,
mages.
so it sounds like you're going to want to go for a lot of vertical chops. Lots of vertical chops. Yep, vertical chop.
He slides it into the holder where he sticks his Lucerne hammer. It's got enough room in there. It's a big axe.
Alright, so here's the deal. If we're not selling it to Granomir, nobody tells Dee what it does.
Yeah, no, don't do that.
I don't think I'll make a habit of making little uncontrolled undead flying around.
You could learn to control them.
With magic, I suppose.
Of course.
They didn't, as frightening as they were, they did not seem very effective.
Oh, I suspect if you find the right head, it would be mighty powerful.
Or if you get enough of them!
True, but then there's the whole... And there's the whole... Oh, I've got floating heads in the attic. It sounds like an infestation to me. Get a bunch of them. 1, maybe 2, 3 at most, but anything more than 3. See, I don't got any dangly bits, so that means that you don't have to worry about them multiplying and then becoming like a whole household full of just heads in the attic.
I have no desire to fight my enemies twice.
Is it good luck or bad luck when you have to fight your enemies twice?
Bad! It's like, it's fucking bad luck!
It means you did something wrong the first time.
Well, yeah, but it also means you didn't die the first time.
It means they did something wrong too. 2 wrongs don't make it right.
Agony Shrinebreaker. Yep, he broke the shrine to Vaprak. You guys make a knowledge religion if you wanted.
And he broke the shrine to the Vaprak. Alright, we're going to do a knowledge Vaprak. Alright, what's this Vaprak thing? 19.
It's an old god. It's a giant god.
This is a god of giants. Maybe frost giants. Maybe not.
I think Cog knows about religion. He might be able to push you over the 20.
Cog
Plus 7.
has a plus 7. No,
We tend to pile on the aids as opposed to everyone roll separately. Okay, so 21. Vaprak is specifically the ogre god. It's a minor deity. It's known as Vaprak the Destroyer. It was a demigod of greed, destruction, frenzy, and violence. He was the patron of ogres and trolls.
As far as gods go, he was a bit of a prick.
Yeah, nothing to mine.
I mean...
There's a story that Othea had an affair. Othea is the wife of Anam, who's the head of the giant pantheon. And she, through the affair, gave birth to the ogre race.
Oof. That's some mailman.
Something wrong with that genetic material.
The axe does not look like it's of giant craft, though. It looked like maybe they captured and tried to hide it.
So the king is talking about. They're discussing maybe spending a DM point.
Agony the godless, Shrinebreaker, godless Agony. Ah! He will be his own dragon.
I am my own man. All right.
Maybe that's his bonding with Slake. He convinces Slake not to worship the gods because they're just big magical beings.
They're all magic, every single one of them.
They're the ones who are granting all that miracle magic.
We need to convince them that actually Moradin fucked you. This is...
Now, Slake will... Agony, when he finds out what his curse is against the Fae, I think that's when he's gonna have a beef with the gods. Because the gods are not helping him survive.
No, they're like pricks.
Especially next game. We need a name for tonight's game. This was a fun little mini game. Unless you want to keep on going, Mark.
Tomorrow. Oh god.
Wither King does want to spend a hero point by the looks of it.
Okay. You want to give Agony a blessing from the god of destruction.
So Agony is basically a guy in Diablo who runs around to the shrines and gets little bonuses for the next chunk of the adventure. But they're single use because he has to destroy the shrine to get the bonus. Oh look, plus 10% XP.
Hey, that's a blessing I'd take.
Oh, man, a regen.
What if Agony's blessing was he could control the beheaded as a cleric equal to his sorcerer level?
Oh, there's a nice dark path down to evil. Go for it.
Now, is it blessed by the shrine? Like, is this axe wasn't made by ogres? So is that a blessing of the axe or is that a blessing of the shrine?
I think the axe. The axe likes the chaotic
the axe
evil.
was freed from.
Yep, freed from the clutches, the greedy clutches of the Viprak, and it's reacting to Agony's latent red dragon blood, which is a chaotic evil creature.
Okay. I would like to spend a DM point.
Mm-hmm.
The ogre god doesn't like the fact that this was stolen from him.
Yep.
And has some other form of beef.
How about the next time he rolls a critical miss?
Against a giant type.
No, just a critical miss with any of his weapons that isn't the axe. He's got to roll damage against his own weapon.
So it's the weapon. Yeah,
Yeah.
That sounds good.
So Agony's got a second curse. The Prac curse. We'll say DC 20. Next critical miss. Roll damage against weapon, and I'll say that isn't his axe.
Isn't his 3d6 axe of Choppa Choppa?
Yep. And the story way of him getting rid of the curse is he puts the axe back into the stone block, but I don't think anyone's going to figure that out. Cool. We need a name for tonight's game. The Beheaded?
Getting ahead.
Sad ogres. I remember King was like, so they hear crying ogres and they're attacking? I was like, yeah, for a moment there was this like the sound of grief riles up the adventures.
Well, it's like, oh, somebody's mourning. Oh, it must
Yeah,
be something to
exactly.
avenge. Oh, it's
they were,
like, these are like the monsters we should be. What?
they were crying like she wanted to use one of their family members who had died to make the big head, and the dumb ogres that were part of the family were upset that they're dragging around grandma's corpse kind of thing.
I was over here going, maybe they're really weird. Like maybe they celebrate the mourning. Because it seems like
that's where they die.
They know what happens to them. They just didn't want grandma, and the priest of Viprak's like, no, there will be a grandma head.
I like that. I just linked together in my head. I'm like, oh, fucking grandma.
Yeah, there's only so much. Like we can't understand them. They're ogres.
Crying or some fight about something. There's next.
So there was this weird pacing for tonight, which was like Dugenschmurf encounters the lizards and just murders lizards because they can't reach him, and then this combat, it's like, oh, ogres, they're just like lizards, they're not going to be able to reach me. But there was a warning When one of the little heads escaped, just went like attacking your party in the middle of the night. There was a warning that like there was some danger afoot.
So the conversation that happened when you muted us to